Sir, it's all yours, sir.
Thank you for some very kind words. I first of all, I take this opportunity to um, thank you and all the other organizers to give me the opportunity to address such distinguished gathering. I also had requested some of my seniors who I respected very deeply in life, and I served under them. And knowing them, I know that they would always keep their word and they would be joining me. But for the some minor glitches, that the links which I had received was perhaps not correct. I'm technology blind. So a natural farmer can be excused for not being very proficient in the technology. I survived in this department. Uh, so, friends, please excuse me. I'm not a good speaker. At the outset, let me confess. But आप भाषा पर ना जाएं और भाव पर जाएं. जो मैं चीज़ कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, वो शायद बहुत बड़े एक रहीम जी का दोहा है. कहते हैं कि एकै साधय सब सधय. तो अगर इसको हमने साध लिया, तो हम देखेंगे अभी कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें सध सकती हैं. और ये इतना इफ़ेक्टिव है कि सबके लिए अच्छा है. Other than the vested interests, global interests, उनके लिए जाहिर है अच्छा नहीं है. खैर, so can we have the हाँ, yeah, can you make me the give me the presentation rights? Yeah, you would have to give me the presentation rights. Can you do that?
Yes, sir, it is already there.
But I am not able to join. Only meeting organizer can give you the presentation right.
It's still not there.
Still not there.
Could I ask Chinmay to share this?
Yeah. Ask Chinmay to help. Can my video thing
Chinmay,
also
please
be
share.
activated? Video thing also is not activated. I
Video
will
is
do it
not
on the
activated.
video is also not activated. It doesn't matter. I'll try it on the phone and Chinmay can help.
I can share the presentation from my end, sir. If
Yeah,
there is
surely. You do that, Chinmay. I'll try to join on phone also. So perhaps the video can be switched on. Never mind. The initial glitches. So yes, he's a German philosopher. He's so right. We'll see how if the world knows that what we require and how little have we done so far. And as you rightly said, that in last 100 years, maximum 200 years, the destruction that we have caused is some of it has gone beyond repair, already beyond repair. Current IPCC report clearly says that in the next 2 decades, the threshold temperature limit of 1.5 degree is going to be crossed unless the world together does some humongous efforts. So, in any case, we will just briefly discuss the problems, and I'll try to concentrate on the solutions because I'm eternally optimistic, and I feel that India has the wherewithal and the the response to this looming threat. For those very knowledgeable people in this audience, I would request on the Netflix there is this serial by the name Kiss the Ground. It's already a movement worldwide where they are recommending no-till farming as a solution for combating the global warming, because you would be surprised to know that Agriculture is no less a culprit when it comes to the global warming. As high as 25 to 30% of the total global warming and the greenhouse gases emission is due to the agriculture. The soil is the second largest depositor of carbon after the oceans. All that is possible only when you don't till the soil. So this is no big science where in a forest when you go, who does the tilling? Who brings the pesticide, herbicide, fungicide, fertilizer for that matter? None. So the in the Western world, there is a in the US in and around 1930s, there were 2 years of drought near and around Oklahoma area. It is a recorded history. If you see Dust Bowl tragedy, so 2 years of drought, they were doing the current so-called modern agricultural, industrial, commercial farming, all modern, all this thing what we have been doing in the Green Revolution and post-Green Revolution, where the targets are fixed for how much have you, the district collectors are given the targets, how much of chemical fertilizers are used, and how much of pesticide, herbicide, and everything. It is such a shame. In 1932, when the 2 years of drought happened, when they had removed the forest, when they had removed the prairies, and they were growing wheat and the maize like the rest of the America, these 70, 80 feet tall dust storms would decimate their fields, their farms, their homes, their water bodies. And in 1930s, 2.5 million people had migrated towards California. So the tragedy was known as Dust Bowl tragedy, and it took America 10 years to replant the trees and reclaim those lands. Friends, let's pause and think. Is it possible to get drought in our country? Of course. And the weather cycle is changing, completely changing. So a drought happens, where will people go and how many people will go where? So it's time again to rethink, reevaluate, and the proposition which I'm giving is something which is bountiful. So the usual thing which the so-called policy makers would try to project, uh, I would like to believe that on merit, although I deeply suspect that there is a motive involved, which is, that there would be food insecurity in the country and stuff like that. So, which is all humbug. Our method of farming is a no-till, permanent, multi-layer food forest. So, this kind of a food forestry, basically, what we are practicing is it is basically based on Masanobu Fukuoka. He was a great Zen master. Zen master is the one who only thinks for the rest of the world. He was deeply influenced by our scriptures, and he was a great exponent of no-till farming. So, considering we adopted his methods and philosophy into our, we realized that in Japan you had more of rains. So, it was understandable for so many other crops to grow. What we have in plenty is the sunlight, arable land, people, and rains. These three, four resources can perhaps be best absorbed by practicing this. We'll see how. Before that, Chinmay, we can just show some of these major issues. Chinmay discovered this, in fact, in Mumbai when he was in the headquarters with me, that, sir, it meets the 15 out of the 17 SDG goals set by the UN. I see very large corporates making very tall claims all across the globe, and I have not come across many which one thing can meet 15 out of the 17 goals. Coming back to the issues, problems which are facing us already on some scale and which is going to get worse and worse over a period of time. First is a cancer. And also let's talk of COVID. WHO says that 10% of Indians would get cancer in their lifetime, which is a number of 13 crore. And a person gets cancer in his family, everybody gets involved. So we are talking a number of 54 crore and more would be struggling against cancer. What kind of a country are we going to live in? The second is a temperature. This is an Hindustan Times article. The link is given there. They say that nine of our biggest cities would become unlivable in the next 10 years. Beyond that, every 10 years, the temperature is increasing by 1 degree. UN says, and the IPCC report says that the threshold limit of 1.5 degree also will be breached in the next 20 years. And friends, let's remember Stephen Hawking. Earlier, he had given a call that 1,000 years is the time left for the universe and the human beings, not universe, for the human beings to survive. Later on, he revised his estimates to 100 years before he died. He was the best living brain on earth. David Attenborough, when he says that at the current rate, we would not survive beyond 50 years. So let us take them seriously. They all along they have worked. David Attenborough has worked for environment all his life. He's a serious man, and with great authority. And I felt that in the Kiss the Ground, the no-tilling, what they're recommending, perhaps our model is quite superior to that. So coming back to the first is cancer, second is heat, third is water. The biggest of our river system is under threat. Ganga ji, Yamuna ji, we all know. Everything, Narmada ji, our farm is next to Narmada ji. Half the tributaries are gone, dead and gone. Any river which passes through a city, Gomati, anything becomes a nala. So these things do not agitate us, do not make us to take any corrective measures. The underground water has gone to 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet. The level that groundwater is not drinkable, let alone not even good for irrigation purposes. So one quality of water we'll discuss at some other point of time. And in our solution, both the quality and quantity comes back. We will see how. So the first is cancer, second is heat, third is water, and fourth is soil. Very few people understand soil. The biggest of the civilizations have been lost, not due to the war, but the history is testimony to this, that the biggest of civilizations have been lost because of the deforestation, because of salination of soil. But man refuses to take lessons from history. So our land, our soil currently ranks among the worst soil on earth. This is the UN's report. I am not talking of this. Is the current practices, agricultural practices, what we are following. So degraded soil is the fourth. The fifth is unemployment. Every month, 10 lakh people become employable who cross the threshold limit, and no manufacturing, no service sector can give them employment to so many numbers. Let's accept the fact. So friends, here is a system. Here is a model of food forest, permanent food forest, multi-layer food forest. Vetiver grass plays a very major role in that. Combining with compressed biogas, this food forest has food, herbs, maybe a little bit of a different people would have to change their food habits if you want to survive. So it's not very far when you would have to think and go beyond wheat. Wheat in any case is a wretched grain. Some other time we can discuss about this. Meanwhile, those who are interested, they can see there is this doctor in New York. He's written a book. It's a quite an authentic book, The Wheat Belly. Those interested can see that, and the excerpts of that are available on Google also. And our own Dr. Hegde, he's a Padma Vibhushan. He also talks of wheat. In case if you are diabetic or something, and you continue to have wheat, you would never recover out of diabetes. Cancerous also because it has sugar, and gluten, of course, everybody is aware of. Anyway, coming back to the food forest, our method of food farming is basically a no-till farming, and there is a vertical space which is vacant. So the vertical space which is vacant, that we are trying to occupy, which is, if I have to describe our forest, some more pictures. Uh, on the periphery, we have neem. This is a neem giloy. So on our periphery, when every other farmer was growing, chandan and mahoganies and the teak, we were growing. This neem has giloy. This is a 60 feet tall neem tree. It's majestic, and the giloy is in our Charak Samhita is known as Amrita. Recently, some news article came that some patients died because of their liver was affected due to giloy. I mean, it's just such a mischievous report. Later on, the government also clarified. Some other newspaper also, Indian Express, clarified that was incorrect reporting because they were having Tinospora crispa, which is a different species altogether. Looks alike Tinospora cardifolia. But neem giloy is something which is in Tamil they know it as Amrita. In Charak Samhita, it is very widely mentioned. Basically, is one of the best immuno booster on earth. In COVID times, this was recommended by our alternate medicine system. We implemented this in Bombay and also in Bangalore when I was there during the COVID times. We went to office every day. Bombay particularly was bad, and to our great satisfaction, barring one person who also had something else, those 700 who got COVID, none of them died. They recovered. I would like to believe those 7,000 employees and officers who are having these raw turmeric, giloy, raw turmeric with pepper, and simple things like honey. Honey is also antibacterial and antivirus. These things are extremely, extremely useful. Black turmeric, you mentioned. Yes, that's one of the best anti-tumor, anti-cancerous. It is in the endangered species, and we are trying to grow this in a large scale so that we can go back to the government and can ask them to allow us to export also. And also, one of the best medium to prevent cancer. A person who gets cancer in their lifetime, what he is afraid of the most, that he may get it again. And if you are having black turmeric, the only caution you have to take is that it's a very powerful herb. So not more than one. I take personally 1/4 of an inch with pepper. I attended. Everybody around me got COVID. I did not get it. I would have met 10,000 people in those 2-3 years. So I would like to believe that I was not among the fittest, but these things help. This is our Bihar farm, my father-in-law's ancestral farm. And this is again a no-till. This is Lakadong turmeric. Yeah, next. Next, Chinmay. Yeah, this is the innovation which I was talking about. Let's see how, in simple terms, what it means, the vertical permanent food forest, multi-layer food forest, is this. It's the same picture of two different heights. The left hand side is moringa, and the right hand side is bay leaf. And the combination of moringa and lemon is also fine. The combination of moringa and guava is fine. We experiment. So moringa has tiny leaves. Moringa goes up at a greater height from the year one, and the other plant remains below. Since the top layer has tiny leaves, it allows the sunlight to filter. So both the trees grow together on an all India scale. Suddenly we are talking a number of 100% increase in the productivity. But why only these two? Surround them all with vetiver. That is the third layer. Why only these three? You put black turmeric or that turmeric, Lakadong turmeric, or being in the government, I had some idea, some research of the best quality. We tried to grow that. So basically, the day you stop tilling the soil, the life comes back to soil. That is going to be the biggest problem, and it is a double whammy. When you till the soil, you do the carbon emission when you till the soil, even if you are practicing organic farming. That is why I say it's a grandfather of organic farming, no-till farming. And when you don't till the soil, you absorb the carbon. The more carbon your soil has, the more productive the soil is. And in the same time, you're helping in reducing the greenhouse gases. So by tilling, you do not release only the carbon dioxide, you also release methane, which remains into the atmosphere for 70 years, nitrous oxide, which remains into the atmosphere for 120 years. So this is our farm in Madhya Pradesh. Narmada ji is there, and the land was barren. My parents, 20 years back, lived there on that desolate farm. Without their blessing, it was not possible to raise this. We experimented, and we are a group of 6 people here, of which my father's share is 10 acres. Having faith in the son, he broke his pensionary benefits and bought land next to Narmada ji. And all the trees that you see is our cooperative's farm. My partner, one of them is a Fidelity's fund manager. Now he is also resigned, manages his own fund. And there are other 5 partners in this. So basically, actively, we look after this, and it has almost become a pilgrim station for no-till farmers. Recently in Indore, they are planning to organize one organic annual function in which they want to take the delegates there. They are most welcome. So I would also talk about how in the changing climate condition, how this is most relevant. So this is a picture of post-Amphan. Our Purnia, my father-in-law's farm. You see the white spots are the hailstorm, massive hailstorm. We have a video also, if Chinmay can locate and can play that, that'd be nice. That is the kind of things change now. So massive rains, prolonged dryness, and in very short period of time. Yeah, this is the. Can you play this, Chinmay? Yeah, Chinmay, can you play this? Yeah.
Sir, I played it.
Okay, all right. It doesn't matter. I mean, basically, it is really severe and very high velocity, speed, wind, and so a normal monocrop farm gets destroyed. Yeah, next. So, but with such infan, this thing, the next day or next 2 days, our farm was like this, because our soil becomes like a sponge, because of the no-till. It is so porous that it absorbs everything. A little bit. I learned this. The earthworms and even the dimak is very good for your soil. In the tropical country, they are the best soil makers. This is my son's less than an acre of a farm from his 3 years of salary. He saved and bought this. 1 year old farm is like this. Every inch of soil is covered. From the year 1, the temperature comes down by 2 degrees. From the year one, the productivity is higher by 300%. And so many biodiversity. Vetiver is, we'll discuss a little bit about vetiver and a little bit about moringa, a little bit about CBG, and then it'll be open for discussion. So when I was in Madhya Pradesh, PCCF, Mr. Mohanty, he kindly relented about the seed ball with this. Because I shared with him that with seed ball, how Eco Task Force could achieve almost more than 1 crore of trees at a very small cost. Again, we'll see some pictures from Orissa, which Mr. PK Dash, he was my boss in um, yeah, this he made me to I mean, he connected me to some NGO and young guy, and we sent him a seed ball machine. We gifted about 200 such machines, and not less than 3 crore seed balls. This one machine can make 20,000 seed balls a day. Typically one seed ball would have something like 3 seeds in them, so 60,000 seeds per day. And if you run it, I mean, in a good soil, which Fukuoka used to make, ये महफूज है करीब 10 से 11 महीने. तो अगर आपने 10 महीने 1,000 मशीन चलाया तो पता नहीं 2,000 करोड़ आप सीड को. ये उड़ीसा का फोटोग्राफ है. और दूसरा, नेक्स्ट, या आफ्टर, नेक्स्ट वन, या in 2 years, 3 years time, and this gentleman reported once he received the seed ball machine, he told me कि सर कलेक्टर साहब कह रहे हैं कि सीड बॉल नहीं इफेक्टिव होता है. बहुत लोग कहते हैं सर. मैंने कहा कि उनको छोड़ो, तुम तो जाके जहां तुमको ग्रीन करना है सीड बॉल फेंक करके आओ. So Mr. PK Dash, my former boss, sent me this thing, that what you had gifted, the seed ball machine. There is, I mean, this is low cost. They are the low hanging fruits, which our country, good NGOs and well-meaning organizations. I work closely with the Ramakrishna Mission. In my considered opinion, perhaps, yeah, before and after. So I just see the difference. In 3 years' time, they could change. Yeah. Now coming back to vetiver, can we discuss a little bit about vetiver, Chinmay? Yeah, because vetiver is very extremely important in terms of our Himalayan system, in terms of our Western Ghat system, in terms of every farm for that matter, because it does 15 kg of carbon sink per annum per square meter, and it multiplies 10 times. So this is the best example of bioengineering, and it also purifies water. It also, in fact, I was, as you were mentioning, that we recommended this to all officers and staff in, it's a good fodder also in Bombay. This is in Marathwada. In 8 different locations of ETF, including Gangaji, Marathwada, Pithoragarh, in Delhi, that Bhati mines, illegal mines, Jaipur, Samba, Pithoragarh, Kokrajhar. At 8 different locations, we gifted almost 1.75 crore vetiver. Knowing, being in the government, I know how difficult it is for the government to, accept anything on file. So instead, we simply gifted to them. I did not gift. We together we gifted. I have like-minded friends. So the commanding officer of Marathwada, he sent me this 175 tons of carbon. He got it measured by an institution in Jabalpur, government, central government's institution. Professors, they did. This is about 3 years back. So together now at 8 different locations, whatever, currently they're doing about 3,000 tons of carbon sequestration per annum. The 1.75 crore vetiver has become 50 crore. Next. And in Marathwada, in 3 years' time, can we see that photographs again? Before that, Marathwada thing. There's some fawn, and so wildlife came back in 3 years' time. And those who are aware of Marathwada, perhaps one of the toughest geography, and currently the most degraded climate in the country. So in 3 years' time, the wildlife came back. This is the Zai pit they were doing. And inside the pit, plant vetiver, slow the flow of the water, recharge the groundwater, purify the water. And in Bombay, I was recommending, since it purifies water, body is nothing else but 70% water. So if you drink vetiver water, you detoxify, also flush out the viruses. So great way to lead a healthy life. It turns your body alkaline. If your body is alkaline, you will not get cancer in your lifetime. That is guaranteed. That is the science says. Yeah, next. So in Gangaji, what National Geography is covering them with the effort. This is a Chiang Rai Institute in Thailand. Thailand. The king of Thailand, yeah, an earlier one. The king of Thailand has become the main patron of, vetiver. It is such a shame. The World Bank has adopted it because four of the World Bank managers came to India, learned about it, and many thanks, kudos to them. They took it worldwide. China uses this in stabilizing their railroad. Their Vietnam does 3,200 kilometers of Ho Chi Minh Road, stabilizes this with vetiver. And in agriculture, it's very good. As I said, that it fixes so much of carbon. So the simple experiment they did in Chiang Rai Institute, this is where the children were, trapped in that cave football team. Two imli plant, one they surrounded with vetiver, one without vetiver. I mean, the one surrounded by vetiver grew 5 times faster because it holds the topsoil, it holds the moisture, it brings the micronutrient from the lower depths to the root zone. It is so that is there is a point. Anything that you are growing surrounded with vetiver, so that is huge. Chinmay, are you leaving? Hello. So the vetiver is amazing in terms of health, in terms of health of the soil, in terms of it has a tensile strength of steel. So in case of every year we see such tragedies happening in the Himalaya, in Maharashtra, in the Western Ghats, because of the landslides, because of so many lives we are losing. So the only way to save them is by planting vetiver on those slopes. Hello. अच्छा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी फेल्योर हो गया अच्छा अच्छा
Patanjali sir, I can run the
हाँ
slides.
हाँ या प्लीज डू दैट
So,
वहाँ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी फेलियर हो
uh,
गया है
yeah,
या
can you
प्लीज
make Anupam Bansal as presenter?
या अच्छा वी
DTRTI.
कैन आल्सो प्रेजेंट शायद एक मिनट देख लेने दो हाँ अदरवाइज यू कैन डू दैट वहाँ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी फेलियर हो गया है सो एनीवेज so I was talking of vetiver. Vetiver is something which is good for human being for consumption. That Rijula Divakar, go past. The famous what is that actor that yeah we can play that also. I wanted to play that in case if it can play. Yeah, this is the kind of severe nature that our farms witness now. Please see. This is the norm now worldwide. I mean, in India. Towards the end, we take it. Towards the end again. Yeah. And next day, this. So that is possible. What I'm basically trying to say is that vagaries of nature only a forest can withstand. A monocropping, industrial, commercial cropping cannot withstand. And the seed balls which we did in Madhya Pradesh had also decent this thing, but unfortunately, the next year the principal secretary forest was again of the opinion that seed balls don't work. They are not willing to go and see the reality where those trees are still grown and growing. But anyways, so that is how the individualistic the things can be. And in the history of Madhya Pradesh, never has been such strong participation from the public than this. And I was also, we gifted some, seed ball machines even to the forest department, to Bihar government, to Madhya Pradesh government also. Some CCF who were righteous, and they said, "Okay, why should you gift? We'll buy 20,000, 25,000." And yeah, Rebhat Foundation is that, in Orissa. So I feel that these are very low-lying fruits. Vetiver, when combined with the seed ball, in Marathwada alone, 12 lakh trees came into existence, and humongous amount of vetiver. Incidentally, 4 vetiver is equal to 1 tree. So somewhere we have done the good karma of now almost 60 crore vetiver divided by 4 for poplar tree, they say. Next. Yeah, next. Next. Yeah, next. Yeah, this is again our farm. Then after the basic this thing, as I said, that to grow 2 trees together, one goes up, one remains below. The one which goes up should have tiny leaves or should occupy very high height, depending on, say, in the region, a tall coconut tree again very suitably fits into this scheme. They grow and attain a very different height altogether. It does not obstruct the sunlight. Beneath that, moringa or an agati. In the South India, they are aware of it. And this is moringa. And moringa, we have 10,000 of this. And we also have a, so start putting the vine. So this is the betel leaf. Everything which in our scriptures, which is, जो देव को जो चढ़ाते हैं, they are full of health. This is extremely good as a digester, very good for your bones. So especially osteoporosis, if you eat this betel leaf with चावल के दाने के बराबर चूना, and of course organic, and even better the one on moringa, your calcium, this thing is met, your digestion is good, your heart is good, your sugar is controlled. I mean, so many other things. So this is moringa. Yeah, it has 18 amino acids. Now the Goras have started talking about it. Davos talks about it, that it's a wonder food. I was aware of it for a long time. 7 times the vitamin C of orange, 4 times, this is the leaves, 4 times the vitamin A of carrots, 4 times the calcium of milk, 3 times the potassium of banana, 2 times the protein of yogurt. And next, in the end, zinc. Zinc was something people who were popping tablets, during the COVID times, recommended, and vitamin C tablets. If you have moringa leaf, not only do you get zinc and calcium, higher than orange and higher than anything else, you get so many other things also, plus amino acid, all essential amino acid. It's extraordinary. I take it. If when I was serving in Mumbai, anyone from my headquarters or otherwise would come to my office in the 5 o'clock and beyond. So I would offer them one teaspoon of moringa powder. And the DG police there, Mr. Sanjay Pandey, very upright and amazing officer in Maharashtra. So 3 days before my retirement, he came and I gave it to him, and he went back and he sent me a message that it is one of the, he was feeling very relaxed. He called me also to headquarters to address his IGs and commissioners who have land. All our paramilitary forces and armed forces and eco task force, and they can be a great harbingers of hope. I'll also describe that, in times like this. I was speaking to one motley crowd of 60, 70 of Arogya Bharati. This is our moringa honey. Incidentally, there's the 6th layer. Because as I popularly say, that our farming is based on trees and bees, because bees die, as Einstein said, that within 4 years we all will be finished. Have you heard of anyone in our country talking even about bees? Forget about doing any policy decision on this. Things which are so important. So when you are spraying so much of pesticide, no mango is now without pesticide, this thing. And otherwise, mango honey is amazing. I've eaten, and we don't get it because mango is full of pesticide now. We grow a lot of. We have this moringa honey, which I have got it tested. It is superior to Manuka honey, but the government of New Zealand has supported Manuka honey. And hopefully, our government also will get around, and this is superior to Manuka honey. Wherever you have malnourishment, you have moringa. So this simple tree should be grown in every school and should be put in the midday meal. The whole generation would be, healthy. One, two is most women in our country die because of lack of hemoglobin while giving childbirth. They die. So if they eat moringa, although somebody told me in Karnataka during pregnancy they don't give this. I trust these folklores and knowledge. So I said, okay, before pregnancy, if you are eating moringa, your hemoglobin becomes fine within 2 weeks, maximum 4 weeks. So these are with no costs, no nothing. And it's not only iron, it's not only calcium, it's not only this thing, it's everything kind of fitness, guruchi, moringa, turmeric. Turmeric is amazing, mother of all herbs. Black turmeric is even better. So these are simple things if we adopt vetiver root. If we adopt, yeah, it's good for as a fodder. NDTV recommends this. Yeah, next. Ayush recommends this. Yeah, next. Next. Uh, Raw turmeric. This is what I was recommending. Since I'll be sending this, the presentation, you can share it with everyone. Those who are interested can. I adopt it. At least when I was in Mumbai, I was the other day. I again saw someone, few of them reporting again COVID. So I again urge them that please come back to the regimen of, eating turmeric with the raw turmeric with pepper and honey, and these simple things, guruchi and the concoction. They will do a world of good. So a few of the testimonials, how food is medicine, as mentioned in our scripture. It is when food is grown in a forest, a no-till forest. This was Mrs. Seema Verma is the wife of Vice Admiral. They had visited our farm and they were going back to Bombay where they met and realized the Admiral that his son had a relapsed cancer, blood cancer. He sent me this message, Admiral. I have not put the name. I just wanted to inform you that my son PET scan was done today and he has recovered completely. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your help and support. We are forever in your debt. In case I can do anything for you, please do not hesitate to call me. With warm regards and our gratitude. So about 20 of them who have been cured. This is another lady, a young mother. Her mother from a fourth stage cancer of large intestine, which I'm told is the most aggressive cancer. She sent me that report also, PET scan report, and she gave me the permission. I tell them that apparently somebody told me that you cannot put that report. So I asked her. She said no, go ahead and do it because we don't do it for money. We take no money from anyone, rich or poor. Uh, for anyone who's suffering in life, we send it to them free, and results are very, very encouraging. This is my batchmate, the principal chief commissioner. Regular use of curcumin and moringa assisted by Patanjali has reversed my liver to normal size from the enlarged fatty status. SGPT and SGOT, which was much higher, are reduced to within normal range. The other one is an additional commissioner, his sister, from RA, from 27, it has come down to 9. Even if she cannot believe it. Thank you once again, sir. And the bottom one is a doctor in Germany. Initial stage, he had this virus, and he had carried our honey, and his hyssop honey. He felt that it had helped him when he had the virus. I'm sure it helps. Some couple of other testimonials from our department from outside. This I must mention the one incident when I was DG in Bangalore. One of my friend, he's a maestro in beekeeping. Guru Prasad, he sent his aunt and the daughter. So they had acute pain of rheumatic arthritis. So I gave them turmeric and moringa. Moringa I had very little, so whatever I had, I gave it to them. And again, they came back after a month, and then they told me a very moving thing. The daughter said that mother was suffering acutely, and so she was eating it regularly. And there were times when the daughter would get it, so she would eat and she would get cured. But since the quantity was less, so she would leave the rest only when her pain became unbearable. She would eat. I felt so touched. I told her, till I am alive, you would have a regular supply of moringa. Why is our moringa different from perhaps the rest? Most. There must be some who would be growing. Because it is not only important that you grow them organically, it's not only important that you grow them in a no-till condition. It is equally important how you harvest them. So now it is beyond doubt that trees have life, plants have life. BBC has made documentary and where they communicate with each other, they help each other, they feed each other. They, if one is ill, they help them. They quarrel with each other, and so if that be the case, if you cut the head of the tree in order to harness more. Actually, the world is going to come to an end only because the greed factor, be it corporate greed, be it the greed of the human beings, that is going to put us out of this universe. The seventh large extinction. I'm absolutely confident. Unless we change this greed factor, and learn to be kind to other, cohabitants of the universe, things will not change. There is some, and it also, yeah, several people. It helped. There was one TA in pension cell in headquarter. Her mother had oxygen level due to COVID had come down to 65%, and she was not in a position to admit her into a hospital. So I was scared in this case. So Smita Reddy happily informed that her mother's condition has been majorly improved and her oxygen level has reached 98%, which she largely attributes to a combination of turmeric with black pepper, Gandharaj lemon. We grow this lemon. Lemon, green lemon is very good to turn your body alkaline. And yeah, we grow them 40,000 of them in Bihar. And so the other day, Vice Chairman Niti Ayog, his sister and his wife, they visited our farm in Madhya Pradesh. So his sister advised me to term our lemon as GB lemon, gut bacteria lemon. Now a lot of research is being done worldwide that most of your illnesses, including dementia and everything, can be fought best with the help of the gut bacteria. Anyway, so it's very good for gut bacteria, and in the end, I would want you to see the film of our farm, and after that, I will leave it open for any questions. Yeah, let's see if I can play the farm here. Yeah, that film. This is my nephew has made this film. He received Cannes Film Festival Award in 2019 Special Jury Award. Not on this, but he makes brilliant films. Great filmmaker. I had made him to resign from his cushy job, and initially I was scared, but now he's done very, very well. Yeah, let's see if in case if you're not able to hear or see, then it is available on the YouTube, and then you can see it there. Otherwise, we'll just try to play it also. Share. This guy is very profound. Yeah, an agricultural civilization that degrades the soil will be transient. It's so profound. It cannot last if it destroys its own foundation. He's a professor in Edasafan.
About 12 years back, when we had bought this land, it was 2/3 of it was barren. My parents lived here, and we started doing plantation. And we essentially stuck to natural farming. Through the journey, we learned that it's the trees which give the maximum resources. Tilling of a soil is a crime, and coupled with obviously no need for any chemical fertilizer, no pesticide. And we are here talking of regenerative farming. It's natural farming, much beyond organic. Here we are talking of trees and bees, and we have evolved over a period of time to harness the sun energy, the maximum way, by having a multi-layered farming. And all of them, as you see, they have symbiotic relationship. Here is a citrus which has a moringa supporting it. They are intertwined, intermingled, and they're supporting each other. So we have neem trees on the surrounding. Most of them are laden with guduchi, this wine which goes on neem tree. That is as far as the surroundings are concerned. As far as the main field is concerned, we have moringa. Beneath that we have tuar, the cowpeas, and beneath that we have vetiver, and beneath that we have turmeric. And in other parts we have, in the last layer we have aloe vera and sweet potato. So here we see that every bit of sun energy which falls in the farm, so it comes first, falls on the moringa tiny leaves, filters through, comes to the citrus, filters through, comes to the tuar or cowpea and vetiver, filters through, the last dying ray also falls on turmeric. So every bit of sun energy which falls is harvested. Comes the rains, we don't till the soil, every bit of carbon, which soil is the largest depositor of carbon after the oceans. So this soil is so rich in carbon because we don't till the soil.
Before coming here, we didn't really know exactly what it was and to which extent it would go. But what we saw here was that natural farming is for us the closest imitation to nature. Here in this food forest is exactly what nature does, is that it grows a forest and then the food naturally comes out of it. Link between our life, our food and the forest. And so we realized this link there. So now being here, we have the real application of this, and I think we understood how we can imitate nature for better living, better food.
The crux of growing is that you have the biomass and the animal waste on the soil. The bacteria and the fungi work on them and they decompose that. Comes the rains, which takes this decomposed matter deep inside the soil, becomes the food for microorganisms, earthworms, and other small animals. But after this, with the help of the roots which are there in the soil, this matter comes back to the surface of the soil and becomes the food for the plants. We basically have built this food forest around bees and trees. The simple thing is that all they need is flowers and water. So here on this farm, we have ensured that round the year there are flowers for them. Just the presence of bees make the productivity of a farm up by 30%.
It is nothing short of remarkable. The ability to transform something which is really wasteland into a forest and a productive forest is unique insofar as my experience has gone.
We are a part of a very intelligent system. So instead of putting our substandard knowledge to break that very intelligent system, we should try to follow that or mimic that. If the soil has life, it can support more life. In the industrial commercial farming, what we have done is the first thing is that we have destroyed life out of soil, which is disastrous. The temperature of this farm, when we had bought my parents came to live here, it used to go up to 49 degrees Celsius. Now it does not go past 36, and there is no severe winter. So you can create this piece of heaven everywhere. Food actually is a medicine. Anything which is grown in a pristine environment, bereft of poison of any kind, pesticide, herbicide, weedicide, fungicide, and side is killing. So if you're killing the life, be prepared to be killed, ultimately. The greatest of civilizations have been lost due to salinity of soil. And they talk of productivity in agriculture, that marginally if it goes up, you could be achieving great growth rate. Here, if you have 4 layers of farms, there's a minimum 200% of growth is possible. And together, if you grow food forest like this, we can ultimately produce water. Trees are capable of producing water. So just imagine a scenario where 10% of our land can be devoted to this kind of farming. Suddenly the whole canvas would change. This can reverse global warming.
I understand that the idea and concept is going to expand. Hopefully it expands in many parts of India and creates a lot of green areas which are productive both for human beings and for the wildlife which exists here.
Farming is not only growing. Farming is perfecting a human being. What you want to learn from nature, what you want to be in life.
Can go back. Yeah. So we are still on.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the film made about 4 years back. Since then, 2017. Yeah, we were all clear that this is a solution. We also made a film after the IPCC in those half an hour available before we were to take a flight from Darbhanga. So we had made that. I think it's a part of this presentation somewhere towards the end. You can see that film if you so wish. And we go back to this a little bit about CBG, compressed biogas, which is the government's such a beautiful, lovely policy. But that will succeed only when you combine our concept where the other day somebody was mentioning, he's very close to one cabinet minister, and he's aware of, in Nagpur, so they grow this Napier grass. Yeah, sir, how Napier grass gives more tonnage so someone is doing 200 acres of Napier grass to be the feedstock for the compressed biogas. So I only told him one thing. You see, a multi-layered food forest with vetiver vetiver is something which really makes the soil fertile, and again can be pruned every month. And so that's one layer inside the soil. Say a turmeric, above the soil, say a tuar, above the soil, ground, subabul. So 4 layer of this also. In the first place, I'm against any monocropping. Against any biodiversity is a must, otherwise there's no point. But this concept of food forest, which also has surplus biomass of nothing less than 100 tons per hectare. I'm not talking of a farm like ours where it is 200 tons. And because we have lots of subabul, which also fixes nitrogen. Again, tiny leaves allows the sunlight to filter. And that, and then moringa, and then citrus, then papaya, then banana, then guavas, and the mangoes, and the jamuns, and completely biodiverse. And we grow with gay abandon, cover every inch of soil, stop tilling, leave the rest to Mother Nature. Lots of vetiver. So 7, 8 layers, then the vines on the trees. And in Madhya Pradesh, we don't do this apiary. Because it's a spiritual farming for the family. But my brother-in-law now is taken up to farming in Bihar. And there we are producing 30,000 kg of honey, of which 12,000 kg of honey is only of moringa. There's one anishisop honey. So that is the 7th layer. It's so much of abundance. And, the prices will come down, crash. when we produce something in abundance. But one thing which is there is an insatiable demand is for the energy. So when you have a food forest and also a great supply of this thing for the compressed biogas or say ethanol plant, then and in turn you get the organic fertilizer back. So it's a perfect cycle. It'll bring Ramraj in this country. It'll quadruple the incomes of the farmers and bring health all around. The only people who would suffer are the pharma company, and some of these fertilizer and the pesticide and the none of it is needed. Bring life back to soil if we want to survive. Practice this or perish. Thank you. So those who want to ask any question or any of your suggestion, you're most welcome.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. आपने आपका जो व्याख्यान था इतना बहुत ही ज़्यादा हम लोगों के लिए बहुत नॉलेज देने वाला है और मुझे लगता है कि हम लोग बहुत उत्सुक हैं आपसे बहुत सवाल पूछने के लिए. तो मैं पहले अमर जीवन जी से कहूँगा. अमर जीवन जी, आप अपना सवाल सर के सामने रखिए.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good.
Sir,
Good evening.
sir, it was very nice to hear you.
Thank you.
I was actually longing for a long time. Sir, actually, I just want to understand, first of all, is there any difference between the natural farming and this no-till farming, or they are the same?
Do you want me to be brutally frank?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Currently, there is one group who's trying to promote in a particular name as natural farming. I'm completely against it because I'm quite aware, I knew Bhaskar Save Saab. He was the best Gandhian. He was against Nehru. And then the Mr. Swaminathan, Bharat Ratna. And he wrote to Swaminathan ji, Dr. Swaminathan, an open letter. It is known that you are the murderer and you are responsible for so many suicides of the farmers. And to which again, since Bhaskar Save Saab was a renowned person, not so much within the country because of his anti-Nehruvian anti-Gandhian views, but he was very well known abroad. So he had to answer to Save Saab. So he wrote to him that was the need of the hour. I mean, we were hungry, we were, the blah, 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 all that. And I'm saying this is a method which is far more productive. So Save Saab again wrote back to him that, and now we will consider your policy. So, anyways, let's not get into the individual, this thing that's not important. There is so much of politics. There may be something truth. My view is the gentleman who wants to name it behind his name. How I mean, do you not find it appalling that if somebody says that you name no-till behind Patanjali or behind some name, rubbish. There is a Fukuoka, there is our scriptures in Rig Veda, it is mentioned. So first of all, let's be very clear that there is a very good question that you have raised. That because I'm aware that there was some gentleman who took inspiration from Save Saab, from Dabholkar ji, and finally was abusive. That they were selling their coconut plant. I mean, this is appalling. But I don't get into human being. I don't get into individuals. My simple point is this is a proof of concept which we have currently about 3,000 acres of farmers are with us. Raju Bhai was a friend of mine. He was a purist of following Fukuoka. I liked him. We were experimenting differently, and I have the humility that we keep experimenting, and I have no desire for acquiring any leadership role or anything. Because I told the Honorable Finance Minister, I mean, I find her absolutely admirable. by virtue of being in Bombay, and she came and stayed with us in the guest house, in our guest house. Such a simple person. She travels what do you call, Spice Jet, economy class.
Okay.
Incredible Oscar and brilliant. I mean, I told her about brilliant budget and everything. So in my last meeting before super annual meeting, I told her that I have no desire left in life except तो लड़ाई है, जीते तो बचे, हारे तो गए.
Sir.
That is it.
Yes, sir. Sir, this is just. Can we practice the traditional agriculture, like growing of the crops also with no tilling method?
100%, very much. There was a time when I used to tell Raju Bhai not to grow wheat. Even I had grown wheat without tilling. Very easy.
Oh.
Very easy. But I don't want to grow wheat anymore. I would rather eat.
Yes.
I would rather grow millet.
मिलेट और बार्ली और
बहुत भारी साजिश है जब आप पीडीएस सिस्टम में मिलेट को जगह नहीं देते हैं, तो आप क्या कर रहे हैं? बेसिकली आप गरीबों को दूर रख रहे हैं, गरीब किसानों को दूर रख रहे हैं. एक हमारे दोस्त हैं, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी फिल्में बनाई हैं. सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप बहुत भारी मूवमेंट है. जहाँ जहाँ जो रेन फेड एरिया है वहाँ तो क्या उगता है? ये मिलेट्स उगते हैं. तो उसने तो बहुत लोगों को लामबंद भी किया, अच्छा भी काम किया. बट है धीरे धीरे चलता है. मुझे नहीं लगता है कि अब तो क्या है ना कि अस्तित्व की लड़ाई है. अब तो सबके पैसे यहीं धरे रह जाने हैं. जिस दिन वो समझ में आए, थोड़ा वक्त पहले आ जाए तो अच्छा है.
और सर मैंने जो आपने बताया था बीच में this wheat belly, that book that I have gone through, and because and I personally also feel, and I practice also that this millet and this barley etc. these all are definitely, they score over the wheat so far in terms
rice
of nutrition.
Rice is okay. My friend is growing rice. In fact, आज ही स्वामी जी रामकृष्ण मिशन I follow, तो वहाँ से बात कर रहे थे. उससे भी मैं झगड़ा करता हूँ. उसको पेस्टिसाइड और वीडीसाइड देते हैं वो. तो उनको मैं कहता हूँ क्यों देते हो? बोले नहीं, बहुत कम देता है, उतना जहर नहीं होता. क्या यार, जिस दिन तुम वो मत करोगे तो मैं तुम्हारे खेत पर आऊंगा.
बिल्कुल सर. Sir, a personal request, because I also want to pursue the same, means natural farming.
Yes.
My land is in Rajasthan. Our family land is there. So can I come to see you someday?
Any day. Your mother, this is what I'm enjoying my post-retirement time, and generally I'm now busier. And mind you, I at least those who know me in the department, I worked hard.
Yes, sir. I know, sir. I've heard a lot about you, sir.
No, that's okay. The life was good till it lasted. Yeah.
Sir, one more question. Sorry. Sir, another question is that nowadays we see that there's a fad of this organic food or organic farming like that. So is organic farming is different from this natural farming?
This is grandfather of organic farming.
Okay.
It's a no-till. It's a forest produce, That is why there are, 150 of them who I know, who had given up in their life. Currently there is a colonel. I mean, my heart goes to him. His wife, young wife, has a 4th stage cancer. At any given point of time, we give our medicine, and I know a Vaidya. Because, we remained slaves for too long. They brainwashed us to make us believe that what he had known was backward and inferior. What we are telling you is science, which is just the opposite.
Yes, that's true, sir.
Our ancestors had known and documented. He is so brilliant, is unbelievable.
Correct, sir.
So you need the right practitioners and the right, the right growing and right harvesting, as I was mentioning.
Right, sir. Right. Yeah. Yes, sir. That I have to learn, sir.
It's simple. Anyone who tells me, are you doing, what you're training and things, I tell them, you come, please visit our farm. It's so embarrassingly simple. So I feel very awkward in, offering even a training course. Anyone who's evolved wants to do farming, even if he has never done any farming, can understand this in one day at our farm.
Sir. And last, sir.
Yeah.
Last question, sir. Can this our natural farming can withstand the vagaries of the climate, and because the way I think we have moved a lot ahead.
No, not Kamlin. What I foresee is this. Let me
Sir.
share my fear or whatever. The day we are making those corridors for elephant corridor or the tiger or whatever the corridors, you would have to make corridors for humans. Mark my word.
True, sir. True.
Oh, these are the forests that you would raise, you would survive. And
Sir.
because it's not very far, 20
Yes, sir.
years is the time given for
Yes, sir.
that threshold. Because, and are we seeing anything being stopped?
Nothing, sir. No. Sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And I will definitely come to see you once.
No, in fact, and I must apologize today. I was not well till yesterday. So, and this was the only this thing I was very afraid. I really wanted. This is my alma mater. This is my department. I wanted to be in the best of my, spirit and things, and a little bit of technological glitches. So I hope I could, and I must narrate one. This thing which I perhaps mentioned in the course, but which I want to reiterate. It's not important that how many people you address. Perhaps I would have an opportunity to address some 20,000 principals. I mean, I have been told that I've been selected to address them worldwide. Well, that's okay. I mean, but what is important, there was a motley crowd of 60 or 70 in the Arogya Bhakti. There was one CISF DIG from Dhanbad, and he had joined in that. And during the course of the webinar only, he asked me if he could share my presentation with his batchmates and colleagues. I said, of course. I mean, there is no patent, nothing. I mean, I do it for. I charge no money, no consultancy, and I have no desire. I mean, please go ahead. And this is what I live for. And in 2 days' time, he came back. He wrote to his DG, who happens to be my batchmate, who I do not know, from Uttarakhand cadre. And within 2 days, he had ensured that whatever plantation they had done is going to be surrounded with vetiver and the trenches. I was impressed, but see the potential. Now CISF does all the public sector undertakings of the government of the country. So they would, if they become successful in raising, 500 such food forest at such low cost. So this is not far when they would be able to do it with the 3 lakh acres, 5 lakh acres. That is what happened with our vetiver, such a small gift in terms of magnitude. What 3,000 tons being carbon sequestration being done today. Next year multiplied by 7, 21,000. Next year multiplied by 7, more than 1 lakh ton. And no biggest corporate group of the country would have done anything like that.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
This is Mother Nature for us. This is great army for us.
Correct, sir. And we have to pay it back.
We just need to be, because when Einstein said that, I realized that the eighth wonder of the world is the power of compounding. Nobody is a bigger compounder than Mother Nature.
Yes.
Always remember this.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
each one of us can make all that difference.
Correct, sir. Correct, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Arvind, sir.
Thank you so much. Now I request Rakesh Verma ji to raise his question, please. राकेश वर्मा जी, आप अपना सवाल पूछिए. Rakesh Verma ji, are you there?
We can go to the next.
Maybe we can hear out Kalnal Rana. Kalnal Rana wants to say something.
Oh yes, he's my friend. He's amazing.
Okay, Kalnal Rana Saab. Kalnal Saab, please go ahead.
Sir, you said about wheat, growing wheat. I mean, or not growing wheat. I'll just tell you a small thing. There's one Colonel Shekhar Singh Kashyap. He's a cardiologist, and his wife is director ICMR, Delhi. So he had lost one endocrinologist brother to cancer.
Yes.
Another brother who was 40 years and he was a armored corps colonel in army, to heart attack. 3.5 years he did a lot of research.
Yes.
And he found the basic reason of disease in Indian communities was eating wheat.
Absolutely.
So if we go in for millets,
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of diseases can be eliminated.
Yes, absolutely.
Another suggestion I would grant you, because I know you for over 10 years now, your
Absolutely.
passion and
Privileged.
your work.
Privileged to know you.
So what I feel is, and I know you are highly respected by even our Prime Minister,
No,
but
no.
you must go in for a meeting of all the agriculture ministers of all the states, including their secretaries, one conference just to dwell them upon no-till farming. I think it may work somewhere
Let's
better.
hope so. Let's hope so. Before that, Kananana, let's have 10,000 such, farms across the country, because the proof of concept, there is no bigger proof than, eating the pudding. So once established, everybody will come around. Yeah, but I agree with you. I mean, it requires government, because what government can do, individuals cannot do. But great institutions like ETF, great institutions like Ramakrishna Mission, your Paramatha Ashram, amazing. I mean, together we can scale heights.
And you know that about my farm at Bangalore.
Yes,
I'll just share it with the audience.
yes,
The water level was 700 to 750 feet.
yes.
And just about few thousands of these bananas and rest of the trees, about 800 of the trees, the water table is now 350. So it has been reduced to half.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. What you are talking is like people and not people. The government must understand, and they
Yes,
should bring it like they have now doing fisheries and things like that. They must adopt to no-till farming and food forestry. I think that's the need of tomorrow,
absolutely. Today, need of today.
need of today.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Great hearing you.
Always, always a pleasure.
Can I ask you a question, sir? Because it just occurred to me that you
Anytime.
talked about 7 layers in the forest, but apart from those 7 layers, there must be definitely other species of plants also there. So
Many,
it is
many.
a complex thing. It is not
Yeah, yeah.
just 7 things, but
Yes.
much more complex than that, perhaps.
100%, 100%. When offhand, I say this. Otherwise, when I would, frankly, we grow. I cannot. In any case, I'm growing old. But ranging from Karonda to herbs to Shatawa to Pan to Giloy to Babul to again to bamboo to papayas to bananas to pomegranate to jamun to mangoes to, I mean, I lose count. The custard apple, and, imli, everything is there. I mean, the concept is this simple, that let us occupy the vertical space. I am against Miyawaki. Why? Because you remove the soil, you spend so much money, consultancy money, and some joker will come and charge you for a small, 1 acre, 50 lakh. This thing, what for? Instead, you develop this, and that does not allow the trees to blossom. Except the temperature, nothing else happens. Here, temperature also happens along with every tree blossoms, with the flowers, with the fruits, for the birds, for the bees, for human beings, for soil, everything. I mean, it is bountiful. The best way to harness the sun energy is not even, I threaten, I mean, they become, they feel little, this thing, some of the policymakers of the country. I told them, and some large corporate house chairman, that you see, it is a crime to put a solar this thing on a land where a tree can grow, which I maintain this, because what you're doing is you're making that land into a desert for the next 25 years. So you can do it on your rooftop. You can do perhaps, because I'm not a scientist, I'm not an environmentalist. I am a practitioner. So I keep my this role limited. I keep my reverence. For me, it's you see, nature is God. in every religion. I told a Qazi, Shahar Qazi in, in Indore. He told me कि आपके चेहरे पर इतना नूर है तो मैंने कहा कि आप हमारे खेत पर जाओ और वहाँ खाना शुरू करो और पेड़ लगाना शुरू करो. और lo behold, after the Ramzan, मैंने कहा कब्रिस्तान में लगाओ, सब जगह लगाओ. और तो he started planting. Then he gave me a frantic call. बोला साहब आपने कहा कि आप पेड़ दिलवाओगे, अभी ये कह रहे हैं कि 15 रुपए मांग रहे हैं पेड़ के. तो मैंने सीसीएफ से पूछा, सीसीएफ हमारे दोस्त थे, उन्होंने कहा चीफ सेक्रेटरी ने कहा है कि कितना साल से पुराना इतना पेड़ लगाओ. तो मैंने चीफ सेक्रेटरी हमारे दोस्त थे, उनको मैंने कहा कि मतलब बदमजगी और इसकी हद है. आप एक तो पेड़ नहीं लगा सकते हो, कोई पेड़ लगाने जा रहा है, उससे बोल रहे हो तो गरीब कम्युनिटी से आप मांग रहे हो कि 15 रुपए दो, 25 रुपए दो. तो तुम्हारी जिम्मेवारी को वो पूरा कर रहा है, उसमें पैसे मांग रहे हो, ये क्या है यार. खैर, you have indifference, you have apathy all around.
Ajay sir, one more thing. In the forest, millets can be grown in the forest. I mean, is there...
I grow a lot of amaranth. Amaranth, I try to, I'm a lazy man and I follow Foucault. So he was a propounder of do nothing farming, he used to call it. And he was deeply philosophical. Read that one story. So, you broadcast this amaranth, the Rajgira. So they are the best pseudo grain on earth. And once established, they don't die. Again, in its time, again, it will come up. So that's a beautiful grain to grow. And my brother has a post-retirement. He teaches tribal children in Madhya Pradesh. We went and saw some. I could not show the pictures. The soil was so compacted, it was unbelievable and very hot and everything. We saw 3 big banyan trees and we said, "Bhai, kharid lo." So 7 acres land he bought. And with the help of the vetiver and everything, it transformed so much so that now tigers come and they occupy his farm. It is close to this thing. So it is transformational. Vetiver is transformational, and it removes as Colonel Rana was saying, trees are very powerful. And people would have to change their food habits. Essentially, cassava, the tapioca atta is good. If you want to survive, you'd have to do many things, changing many food habits. What is the biggest export of fruits and vegetables now from India? It's no longer the mangoes; it's the jackfruit. So, but the only thing is there is some vested interest who's there. This is where my endeavor is. I have no interest in taking any commission from poor people. I am supporting one mushroom maker. So we have gifted this to the tribal community there. And there is a buyback. Small things, but they are so impactful, is unbelievable. So you just need to connect to good NGOs. I know Punjab made that Sant Sinchiwal. I have met him, and he's called me, "Why Guruji, you come?" And to him also I say, "Don't cement the river, plant vetiver." He's a wonderful man. He revived one Kali River in Punjab with public participation. Good. There are so many good people. There is that Wangchuk guy in Ladakh. Someday I recently had the opportunity of going, but I could not go to Ladakh. He already is trying to bring good people, good institutions together. I also want. When you have no desire of leadership, recognition, nothing. I want good. Let's do it. Simple fact. What else is there to desire for in life? Nothing.
Great to hear your words, sir, and I think they are very inspiring for all of us. And I will ask all our officers to get down to this job, because raising this forest is going to get us beyond the risk of the life that we are facing. Any other officer who would like to ask any question? You are most welcome at this time. Some connectivity issue is there, but we can hear some breaking
no
water.
problem. No, I have patience. Now I'm a retired man. I have all the time.
Rakesh Verma ji, can I take your name again? If you want to ask anything, you can go ahead. Sir, I think we have a lot to learn because we need to look at your YouTube channel because the other day I was going through your walk in the forest, and I think I was feeling as if I am walking in the forest, and I was feeling so fresh with so much greenery around, and you were
You know,
teaching side by side. So that
yeah,
is something, walk in the forest, if you can do regularly and place it on the YouTube, it will benefit us a lot and it will really inspire us a lot.
sure. In
And
fact,
if yes,
Geeta, I think she's become a principal chief commissioner now, hopefully. She's deeply spiritual. So she gave me that book, the forest bathing, whatever the Japanese name is. Yeah, in Japan they tell you to go inside the forest because when you do that, when you breathe that air, your body again turns alkaline. So they are quite evolved. So forest, yeah, good suggestion.
by the air itself, the body turns alkaline. It's
Yes,
tremendous.
yes.
It's fantastic. It is something which we all need to learn because we have completely changed our ways of growing food and eating food. Both the things are bad. So what you are propagating is that we need to change our growing habits also as well as the eating habits completely. And government is also doing something. So I think the millets for millets, International Year of Millets is going to be celebrated in 2023 in the entire world, and that is credit for that goes to the government of India for
No, no,
promoting.
the current government is doing many things. I mean, incredible. It's just that, like, government has, they're into so many things. This is what, as a sadhana, came to us. And we realized we is a group of friends. And we are completely committed to the environment, cause of the environment. And when you combine our concept with compressed biogas of the stated policy of the government, they are willing to put 2 lakh crore into this. And I know people now. I know the corporates who are willing to commit resources. Europe is very afraid. They are far more evolved. They are extremely afraid that in the next 10 years alone, 1.5 billion people will be displaced and they'll come to Europe. So it's a matter of time. It should not be too late. And this is very simple. In the year one, you can cover every inch of soil. This is the most basic fundamental science. If a sunlight does not hit a hard surface, it does not bounce back. So, like vetiver, we cover everything with vetiver, and in the middle, inside something, above something, two trees growing together, and it's a hodgepodge. And as you rightly said, they are very, very sharp. So it is not only these seven, eight things which is I mean, riot of biodiversity and food for bees, trees, birds, human beings. Everything is there. You just need to be kind and different in your attitude. And from the year one, temperature comes down by 2 degrees. So India can showcase to the world that Australia, India, California, Africa, so many countries are waiting to grow things in a more productive way. CBG, clean fuel, which is again non-polluting, and again organic fertilizer back. So one of the favorite disciple of Stephen Hawkins, once he met me in Delhi Gymkhana, Mr. Lohia. So he told me, "You're a dangerous man." I said, "Why do you say that?" He said, "What you say, if that is true, then good 20 lakh, 30, 25 lakh crore worth of industry has no place." Which I agree. So that's why I do not really talk much about the curing part of it because it's foolhardy. They are very powerful people. So much of cancer will never happen if you drink that, the turmeric and black turmeric, little bit of that, and keep your body alkaline. Don't eat wheat and eat clean. You'll not get cancer. Otherwise, the reverse of that is so deadly. Each one of them is the what I'm saying is can finish us. And currently, it looks like all of them will come down on us. So let's see.
Right now, sir, I think every eighth child they are saying is getting cancer, and things have turned really bad. So, in that sense, the solution that you have proposed is perhaps the only solution, perhaps the only solution that we have to move towards. It is just that how fast we move towards that, sir.
True.
So, yes, sir. So it was great to hear you, sir. I think, I mean, for me, as far as I'm concerned, I can just, if you are a retired man, sir, I would like to sit with a retired man of your kind for the whole day and discuss with you, because there is so much to gain from you. And so we thank you a lot, and for having just accepted our invitation. I would like to, it is our privilege that you have accepted our invitation. You have been in the department, you are our elder brother, you are our father, and your benedictions and your blessings are very important to us. And I think that we will try to generate the kind of the thinking in the department that we all need to do this. If we have to keep at least your word that you have been in the department, we must do this, and we must develop hundreds and hundreds and thousands of acres of forest. So let us see, sir. We'll try to advise all our officers, and perhaps we'll have another course for a whole day on climate change, where we can give some specific techniques also to the people. And we'll look forward to your jungle walks, sir, as usual, and to your YouTube, and maybe a book if you can write that.
I'm planning to. I'm
For the
planning to.
intellectual
I'll
people.
write a booklet. You know, I'm a lazy man, so I'm a lazy farmer. So I'll write a booklet how to do this thing. Because Indians are so verbose. There was one, professor friend of mine. He was made a minister, and for pond reconstruction in Haryana. He resigned and went back. So once he came to our farm, in Madhya Pradesh, and Mr. Pandey, and he fights against the NGT judges and everything. I mean, he's a dangerous guy. He is a truly, the revolutionary kind. So he touched me on my shoulder. So I turned back, and he generally hugged me, and he told me that in India there is people talk so much and do so little. You have done so much, and why you not talking about it? I said, boss, beyond the point, there's no point. Let's do it. Let's do it at a scale where it becomes irreversible. Why waste your time in saying who's what and who's doing what? Let's not get into all that. This works. The proof of pudding is, the proof of concept is important. And let's have patience. Let's grow this. We within the department and associates and this thing. I find my officers so intelligent, is unbelievable. But I met that CISF guy. It just struck me. And then later on, I got to know that he's a deeply spiritual man, reads a lot. And so we have such people. Colonel Rana, I'm most inspired, and great associate in, working in the Himalayas. And we have someone in Jharkhand. I had sent him the message, but I'm technology blind, so maybe I did not send him the right link or whatever. These guys are charged and passionate. So they are the change makers. So they're doing 10 lakh liters of recharge of groundwater in one small place. And I know NGOs, I know good people. And together, when we put all these things together and add a little bit of changes to that, it can be very, very significant. It can start showing results, very tangible results. Thank you.
It was great to be with you, and thank you so much from DTRTI and on behalf of all our participants here, and for the future also, having hopes to be in touch with you and constantly get your guidance. And with those words, thanking you profusely, and I also thank Chinmay Jain and I mean your son-in-law also, who has helped us out with our hi.
He's from Bombay IT and he's in London.
It was just like being near a person who's doing so much good work. We all automatically get some sheds of goodness. So I hope that we are all going to learn from all this and gain ourselves. And sir, our good wishes are with you. Our best wishes are with you in all your endeavors. So thank you so much for being with us today, sir.